All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glories and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Those of you men and women out there that are changing your lives and your families' lives, that you may earn your salvation from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai in these last days. Shalom unto you. All right, I'm the brother Shaquat from the Las Vegas camp, and I'm just going to this topic that was at the heading when I was reading through Ecclesiastes, the second chapter, and it's always a good time to bring this type of a lesson out. You know, I do a lot of these topic lessons because in these last days, this is part of the offerings and the that this devil will give you. These are the temptations is the word I was looking for, that this devil is going to give you in these last days. Okay, so you have to be able to discern what is valuable, in these last days and what is not. All right. So, matter of fact, it says the futility of pleasure and possessions. Let me go into the word futility. Bear with me.
Here's the definition of futility: pointlessness or uselessness.
Pointlessness or uselessness. Okay. There's some ineffectiveness, inefficiency, failure, impotency. Okay. Emptiness, meaningless. Hopelessness, usefulness is the opposite. The sterility, okay, valuelessness, okay, that's what it means. So switching back over. All right, now we're back in the first verse of Ecclesiastes, the second chapter, which says, "I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity." Okay, so he said mirth and enjoying pleasure is vanity, is worthless, is worthless, it's empty. Okay, I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, which my wine was made to make men glad, thus saith the scriptures. Yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men. So he had the time in the position in life, speaking of King Solomon, to where he can give his energy over and time over to pursuing some of these things in the world. Okay, and he said to lay, or it says, I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, so he can learn from it. It says, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what is good for the sons of men, which they should do under heaven all the days of their life. Okay, so what is the purpose of life is what he was looking for as far as having a good time. He said, I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted me vineyards. These are the things that people have that would give them, how do I say it? That would help them have the pleasures and the what was the other word they used? The pleasures and the mirth in life. Okay. It said, I made me gardens and orchards. I planted trees and in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water where therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house. So he was going to be, people that were going to work for him. He was going to have them under his rule forever. Okay, it says also, not forever, but for ongoing. It said also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. He had the most cattle of anybody. Okay, I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures of kings and of the provinces, and got me singers and women singers, and got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. Okay, so he had a music band, he had everything, an orchestra, you know what I'm saying? He had all the trees, he had the possessions, he had the cattle, things that were of greater value because, cattle was food, as well as before the food, It has the land that helps till the land and eat the grass. You can sell them to people as money, bartering and all of that. It says, so I was great and increased more than all they that were before me in Jerusalem. All my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever mine eye desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. So he did everything that he was putting work into, okay? And what did he increased wisdom with it and everything else, but what was the outcome? Okay, verse 11. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. Okay, when he goes in, matter of fact, I'll read the next verse as well. It said, and I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly, for what can a man do that cometh after the king? Even that which had been already done is nothing new that you're doing out there. Okay? Then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceive that one event happened to them all. And what was that? They go to the grave. Okay? It says, then said in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart, this also is vanity. It was all empty. Okay? So what good was all of that? All right? But what does it say in, let me go to another app. It's a little faster than this one. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this is why you would want to hoard up to yourself wisdom and knowledge, okay? Because it's gonna be what keeps you stable in these last days. Okay, so that's what that's talking about. Now we're gonna move on. Let's see where else we want to go. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. We're gonna start at the top. It says, "For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves," and when you go into ungodly, you can easily put in there unwise. You can easily put in there wicked. Okay, fool. All right, as in the other previous chapter, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. That's why they're not wise. Our life is short and tedious, doing all this work and labor, right? And in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Everybody goes to the same place. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. They didn't understand reincarnation, but even still, it says, for we are born at all adventure, and what shall be hereafter as though we had never been. He said, we shall be hereafter as though we had never been, for the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in a moment of our heart, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. All right, that's not actually the situation. There is a reincarnation. What's the word I'm looking for? Process that begins to take place. That's another breakdown for another day. It says, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud. And it's funny because the works that will be had in remembrance are the works of faith. Okay, your works of righteousness. Okay, that's why they said the fool or the ungodly reasoning in themselves. Okay, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. I will probably use this. Jot this down. Bear with me 1 second. In that other video, when I get to that, where did I write it down? Yep. All right. We're gonna go with yeah. All right. So now from there, We're going to go from, let's go to Matthew. Let me see. Oh, no. I got to keep going. Verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creature like as in youth. Let's have our fun. Let's play. Let's get mirth. Let's get pleasure. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments. Even King Solomon said he did that. This is the wisdom of Solomon. And let no flower of the spring pass us by. Okay, this is him playing out that scenario from Ecclesiastes, the second chapter. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds, therefore, and so before they be withered, let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness, the fatness of the earth, the fatness of life. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Okay? And it goes on, let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Okay, so he's showing you that the ungodly and the fool would speak lowly about wisdom, you know, and preparing something and walking a certain way toward the future. Well, in this, I'm going to show you. Let me go to Matthew, the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter. We'll start up. It says, Matthew 6:19, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, where thieves break through and steal. So what good is having possessions? What good is having this good time when there's imminent danger showing up? Okay? What good is that? All right, when you understand the prophecies of the Bible, it said written therein and without with lamentation, mournings, and woe, which were all negative connotations on life here. Okay, Job also speaks about the negativity of being born on the earth, a man that's born on the earth. Okay, and then when you go into the prophecies of the last days, which the days that we're also into now, you'll see that what good is it to have all these fancy cars that you see the rich have, and have all these this money and just partying, having a good time, party it up and all of that, when you don't have the wisdom that would keep you, well, let me go to it. Matter of fact, back in Ecclesiastes, book of Ecclesiastes 7. Yep, we went into this at camp. Okay, so a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death better than one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. Whoa, so go to the negative better than the house of mirth, right? Well, it didn't say mirth, it said feasting. It says, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Yeah, because he said, what good is it when the poor man and the wise man both end up in the grave? They go to the same place. So what should you be storing up for yourself? Good works, okay? Treasures upon heaven, which I'll go back to in Matthew, the 6th chapter. It says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. You understand more. You realize you're not going to pass up moments to do good things in the earth, okay? Righteous. You're gonna help people more. You're gonna consider the day of your death, how people will feel. You know, if damn, did I not spend enough time with my mom or my dad, or you know, the kids have everything they need? Can I make sure this is better, that I teach them the lessons that they need to be young men and young women, or whatever, right? It says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Okay, so are you going to be in a house of mirth when it all is vanity and worthlessness? Okay, it's not the wisest thing to do. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. Okay, showing you that just because things sound good and positive doesn't mean that that's the best thing for you. Okay, it's better to have your mind understanding the time that we're living in, and to have your mind focused on the goal at hand, making it to the end of your walk. Okay, so let's go back to Matthew 6, back in 6:19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, going for that YOLO spirit that was in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and all that pleasure and mirth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. I got something else right quick. Let's go to the book of Sirach, because this will break all that up. Okay, Sirach 11. I think it's around 21. Yep. That's what you have to remember. Let me see. Yep. I'm gonna go straight to the point. Yep. Verse 25. Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. And guess what's coming? The day of affliction is on its way. Okay. For it is an easy. Let me go back up to 21. Marvel not at the work of sinners, but trust in the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and abide in thy labor. This work, what is the work we're doing? We're prophesying. We're building up wisdom within ourselves, experience, okay, understanding of things. Okay, it says, abide in thy labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua on the sudden to make a poor man rich. And that's what he's going to do for the children of Israel. Okay, for the remnant of Israel, I should say. Okay, now jumping down to 26 again, it says, for it is an easy thing that the Lord Yahweh, for the Lord is an easy thing unto the Lord Yahweh in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. If you've been good, he can reward you therewith, and if you've been evil, he can reward you therewith. As it says in 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, it says, for we all must go before the judgment seat of Yahweh for whether we have done good or bad in our bodies, okay? To roughly paraphrase that. So you're going to get the reward of what you've been doing since you've been on earth, okay? It says, the affliction of an hour maketh the man forget pleasure. Just the affliction of an hour. You could have been living your whole life, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50 years or whatever in pleasure, and then all of a sudden 1 hour, which this place will be destroyed within an hour, thus saith the scripture, okay? That you'll forget all of that. It'll be all wiped out and for nothing. Okay? And in his end, his deeds shall be discovered. Okay? Okay, let me see. I wanted that. Now let's go back to Matthew, the 6th chapter. Back at 19, it says, so lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust do corrupt and where thieves break through and steal. So you don't want to have those moments where it was just good for nothing. Yeah, we all have our moments of entertainment. We all have our avenues of folly that we try to lessen and lessen. Okay, but we can't forget that the main goal of what we're up to in this ministry is to push out the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, feed the sheep, feed the lambs, okay, exhibit the righteous things and within the brotherhood, within the family structure, within your business, okay, and let Yahweh be at the while Yahweh Shai, let them be at the forefront of everything that you do. Okay? It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. And that's why I read that in Isaiah the 33rd chapter. Okay? It said, the fear of the Lord is your treasure. Okay? It said, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. All right? Where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Because they can't steal the wisdom from you. Okay, you can give it away, but they can't take it from you unless the Heavenly Father makes you give it away or takes it from you. Okay, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Your heart is your mind. Okay, so where your treasure, where you have your goal is set at, that's where your mind is going to be set on. So it should be set on the righteous things in salvation. All right. From there, I'm gonna go to. Yeah, that was a good one in the 19th chapter of Matthew. Yeah, Matthew 19 is right at the end. It says, yep. And then Peter said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we therefore have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, and he hasn't sat on the throne of glory yet, not till he comes back and sets the world on righteousness. Okay? Now we're entering into that time now. Ye shall also sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? It says, and every one that hath forsaken houses or brethren, these are the possessions of the world. These are the things that Solomon was naming that brought him the avenues of mirth. Okay? And every one that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold. If you gave up those things in this time in the kingdom of heaven, I'm gonna give you those things a hundredfold. Okay, and shall inherit everlasting life. All right, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And that fits because it says we have set forth the apostles last in 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. Okay, meaning we have to take the low in this society. At the end of this life, we have to take the low, but in the next life, which is the kingdom of heaven, and Lord willing, if we're of the elect, we get to transition over into. And some will see death by pain first. I mean, we'll see death first as a martyr, but the rest of you will see death by pain to get into the kingdom of heaven. But then this is what we'll begin to inherit. Okay? So you have to deny yourself on this side. So let me go to that one. Yeah, let's go to John, 1 John. 1 John. Matter of fact, let's go to John, the 14. Bear with me, I'm looking for something. Let me see. If you love me, keep my commandments, send you the Comforter and the Spirit of truth. That wasn't it. It's 15, I think. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Yep. So this is what we've been given, and this is what we have to build ourselves up with in this life. This is what earns you your salvation. I'll start up here at John 15. Let me see. I'll go straight to the point. Verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, have chosen you and cleansed you to a point, and given you a purpose to a point, that ye should go forth and bring forth fruit. And how? By feeding the sheep and feeding the lamb. Okay? The fruits of your wisdom should be growing. The fruits of your experience, righteous experiences should be growing. Okay? The believers in this ministry should be growing by what you're doing out there. Okay? It says, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Okay? Look at what it says about the world. Verse 18. If the world hate you, know that it hated me before it hated you. Servant is not greater than his master. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Okay, so you have to deny yourself of those pleasures. It said, the scriptures say, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So you have to give up those things, man, that you may have life, and finding meaning in things that aren't just vain, but finding meaning in deeper things. So this wisdom is like a spiritual power. You need to build it up, to grow yourself, to help build this ministry up for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, so the better you do your job, the better the job gets done, the faster the job gets done, so to speak. Okay, the sooner we get to the mirthful part, the kingdom of heaven. All right, that we have that wisdom that will be our stability and moving on through to a time of good times, man, and out of this punishment. Okay, when we get rescued out of this captivity. Okay, it said it right there, and I quote it. I'll read it, verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. And I say that because if you're trying to build and establish yourself in this life and in this world, according to this world, when they go to when this devil comes down and takes these things from you, matter of fact, I'll get it in the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter. 13th chapter. Let's go further down to about 17 or so. Okay. Yep. This will happen to you if you're establishing yourself in this life. I'll start here at 19. It says, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom of heaven, and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he that receives seed by the wayside. But he that receives seed into stony places, the same that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Okay, so we hear it, we receive it, yet he hath not rooted himself, but dureth for a while. And when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, because the Most High chastens those that he loves. Okay, if we were set forth the apostles last, I should probably just pull that one pretty soon. And by he is offended. Okay, meaning he hit offended, I believe, goes into scandal or a stumbling block. A scandalazo, scandal, which says basically something you can't get past, you can't get over it. It's an obstacle in your way. Okay, and here's a good one here, verse 22. He also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Yeah, he can't be positive in this thing because the things that he cares about are being taken away. Okay, so he's like, man, forget this, man. I'm gonna go back into the world, and I'm gonna be the man when I get there. We've seen it. There's former men in this camp that did that. Okay, and that's exactly the scripture. You know, Yahushua didn't lie when he said, "And he becometh unfruitful." That's what happens. Okay, so we have to attend unto things of righteousness that lead us towards salvation. Okay, yeah, we can entertain ourselves, we can have a good time. Brothers do go out and have a drink and hang with brothers and deal with women and so on and so forth. But how much time and energy do we put into things that have no value? Okay, that are all vanity and lead to nowhere. Okay, those are the things we have to learn to find useless, and then add things and become more pleasurable, and become enjoying the pleasure of the things that build up the spirit. I think is a better way to say it. Okay, so let me go to 1 John now. 1 John, I'm gonna start up at 2. 2 is a good place. So it's a good place to start at in this one. Okay. Yep. 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Those are the pleasures of life, man. Those are that mirth. Okay? If you get in the moment, you're like, man, I'm not letting nothing pass. Every chick that can come, I'm gonna hit that every chance I get to make money, I'm gonna get it. And come on, there's some sacrifices that you're gonna have to make. Okay, there's sacrifice that you gotta make in this ministry. Period, point blank. All right, and but it breeds righteousness. It breeds righteousness on the latter end. Okay, it says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Father abideth forever. But you that do the will of the Father, what's his will? Feed my sheep, feed my lambs. Okay, so building up that wood, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High God. Give diligence that your calling and election is made sure. Okay, it says, let me see. I think I can start at the top of this. No, let me see. Okay, I'll start at verse 5. Matter of fact, I'll start at 4. Ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is He that is in you, meaning Yahushua. I gotta start at the top just so you can understand the context. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High. And how do you do that? You see what it's talking about, and what you got to do, and what you got to give up, and what you got to be about. And if it don't line up with the scriptures, throw that out, man. Okay, because many false prophets are gone into the world. Okay, hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesses that Yahushua Mashiach is coming to the flesh is of the Most High. And every spirit that confesses not that Yahushua is coming to the flesh is not of the Most High. But this is the spirit of Antichrist, or the anti-anointed. Okay, whereof ye have heard, and meaning, if you start noticing that you're in a situation that's just mirth and pleasure, and you're not, and it's contradicting from the fruits of the spirit. Okay, it's from the things that you should be building yourself up in. Then that you got to throw that out. Okay, it's the spirit of the Antichrist. Okay, whereof ye have heard that should come, and even now already is in the world. Ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. If you're looking for clout, if you're looking for shine and all of that from the people of this world, you know, that's all vanity, okay, and will be taken away. All right, it says, we are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth us not. Hears not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Okay, we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. And that part of that spirit of error is believing that your possessions define you, that the amount of pleasure that you understand how to have will define you, and not the wisdom that you get with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, because when Solomon was going through it, he didn't understand that we would need this wisdom to get us into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, to make it in these last days when we're called of the Most High. Okay, so we can push the word out of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the return of Yahushua to the earth and the kingdom of heaven and the gospel and so on and so forth. All right. Is there anything else I had? That's all I jotted down. So nothing else is coming to mind right now. So I'm gonna close out right there and give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Matter of fact, before I close all the way out, just want to say a couple words. Yeah, man, seeking after the things of this world, man, is only gonna because think about it, the devil's gonna offer these things unto you. And then, like right now, Biden's just passing out money, loans, stimulus, unemployment, just passing money out. Okay, and then what's gonna happen? EBT, Section 8, all of these things, and when he pull the rug from up under you and take those things away, you're gonna be completely dependent on him and his system. Okay, so we have to already be getting our minds ready to take that low. That we're gonna have to miss meals. We're gonna have to. We may be evicted and put out on the streets and be homeless. Okay, the Son of Man had no home. You know, speaking of Yahushua, he didn't have a place to lay his head, a home, but he was taken care of. Okay. Matter of fact, that is the one I was thinking. It was at the bottom of that chapter in Matthew chapter 6. I'll go down to the end of it. Yeah, straight to the point. No, matter of fact, I can actually Read 31. It says, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? What shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. Talking about the heathen. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Same with Solomon. So I guess I can't end this lesson yet. The Spirit is still moving. Okay, so I'm going to go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. Start up near the top, which says, I think 7 is my point. We read it at camp. It said, wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon the Most High, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Okay, so what good is pleasure and possessions? Okay, when it doesn't even compare to wisdom. Okay, it says, because all gold in respect of her is as little as sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. She came and brought him all the righteous possessions, man. Okay, the fruits of the Spirit, man. The fruits of wisdom. So that's what we should be chasing after. Okay? And look what he does with those riches. It says, and I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them. I knew not that she was the mother of them. I learned diligently, and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth. See that possession of this treasure, that moth do not break through nor steal, which they that use become the friends of the Most High, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. Okay, so all these tangible possessions are nothing good, man. They're all vain. Now we do have necessity on earth. Okay. And we do want to have some type of entertainment and pleasure. That's all true. But seeking after those things solely that's what you see these 2/3 out there doing. Okay, turn up spirit, man. Okay, that's not the time we're in. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, but Jacob's trouble and the hour of temptation are coming before it. Unto the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America, being destroyed in the lake of fire. Okay, when World War III hits and the missiles burn this place up. So what good is it to hoard these things up to yourself, that are going to burn up? Matter of fact, the Spirit is still moving. I got to keep going. All right, this is 2 Peter 3. Let me start up a little bit. Oops, let me see if I can. Verse 10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, when nobody's ready, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So what good is it when all the elements are made up of these things? What good is it, okay, to have these things in your possession, to have them as a desire or a pleasure upon earth? Okay? It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, all those pleasures and so on and so forth. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Lord, which that is the theme of the year 2021, as per the apostle Tahar, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's wisdom, man. And that's the things that we search the scriptures and have built up the belief and faith in, that these things are coming to us in the near future. Okay? In any day now, we say. All right? Yeah, and that's the point. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay? Giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom unto you.